Happy New Year! Hey guys, it's Kristen. We are almost in 2016, so today I'm going to be doing my best of 2015. I'm going to be talking about all of my favorites, books, music, movies, and more of 2015. So if you don't agree, that's totally fine. Leave a comment below and let me know what your favorites were this year. Let's start out with books. Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard, The Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. What I love about these books that Rick Riordan writes is that he introduces you to different mythology, Greek mythology, this one's Norse mythology, but he makes it fun. Even though there were some elements that were a little bit similar to Percy Jackson, overall I thought it was really funny, it was really diverse, and now I'm very excited because in 2016 the second book is going to be coming out in this series. You're Never Weird on the Internet Almost by Felicia Day was another one of my favorite books this year. This is her memoir. I think Felicia Day is so cool. She's so inspiring. She, created this whole digital media space with Geek and Sundry and created her own web series. Basically, she's the epitome of someone who's like, oh, you know what, I want to do something, so I am going to create my own project so I can star in it instead of relying on other people. I also got into the Selection series this year, and The Heir was the most recent book that came out, and I loved that one, but I really loved the entire series by Kiera Cass. It's about a girl who is picked to be in this, it's kind of like a bachelor, but a royal bachelor, if you will, where they are picking the next princess. This book is about the daughter of the winner of the selection, and so there's going to be this one, and in 2016 there's going to be a sequel, which is going to be the last book in the series, and I'm just very excited to read it because I don't know what it is about this book series, but I love it so much. This book did not come out in 2015, I think it came out in 2014 actually, but I read it this year and I loved it. It's called Wildflower by Alicia Whittaker. I read this right after my trip to Nashville, and it was just so fun because it's about a girl whose family is folk musicians, and she gets a chance to become like a real country superstar, break out on her own, and this is her journey, and this is the first book. The second book came out this year, which I really want to read. It's called The Road to You. I also read Ready Player One this year by Ernest Cline. I don't think this came out this year, but this is like a 2015 edition, so I'm gonna pretend it counts. I just really love this book. I love reading about the gamer world. So reading this book, I just thought it was a really awesome concept about this video game creator who dies and leaves his entire fortune to whoever can figure out these clues in his video game. I thought that was really awesome, and now they're going to be making this into a movie directed by Steven Spielberg, which I'm very excited to check out. Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. This book definitely did not come out this year, but I read it this year and it was so good. It reminds me of Lost meets Miss Congeniality or Drop Dead Gorgeous. These beauty queens are on a plane and it crash lands on an island, and now they have to kind of figure out what to do. It's a dark comedy. There's a lot of diversity and pro-social messages that I thought were really cool to read about, and were just talked about really well. I also read this book this year. I haven't finished it because it's so big, and there's a lot going on. It's like an ultimate visual history of the movies, and there's all these cool pages, there's here's the letter from Marty and stuff like that. But Back to the Future is my favorite movie ever. Getting a chance to read a book like this that has all of the little pieces of movie history in it, and learning about what the process was in making this movie, it's so cool. I mean, there's just stuff you wouldn't even think about in here. They had a different Marty first before they could get Michael J. Fox, and they filmed for a while with him, and Crispin Glover, who plays George McFly, apparently was a pain in the butt throughout the whole filming, and he's not even in the second movie. They have a stunt double in his place, and it was just a really awesome book, especially for someone like me who is such a huge Back to the Future fan. I just love this book, and I love learning more about this movie. Alright, let's move on to movies. Surprisingly, one of the movies I really liked this year was Spy with Melissa McCarthy. I was not expecting it to be so funny. I didn't even see it in theaters. I saw it on demand, and I was laughing the whole time, and I think that it's really cool that Melissa McCarthy has such a huge presence in Hollywood and is, making all of these big movies because she's so talented and she's so funny, and every movie she comes out with, I'm just like, oh, it's gonna be good. Even if you're not sure, it's always funny. I also saw Goosebumps, bringing back that nostalgia. I love seeing all of the characters that I've known from all the different books come to life. Jack Black was really great. If you guys want to see my full review, I did reviews on the trailer, on the posters, and on the movie itself, so I'll leave links so you guys can check it out. And then my favorite movie of the year had to be Jurassic World. I thought this movie was epic, and it's so funny because my favorite movie last year was Guardians of the Galaxy with Chris Pratt, and now my favorite movie this year was Jurassic World with Chris Pratt. I just think he does a great job of like mixing the action and the comedy together, and he's just hilarious. I know a lot of people are going to say Star Wars was their ultimate favorite this year. I did like it, but I just thought that it was hyped up so much that I was expecting like insanity, and then I was a little bit not disappointed, but like I was just expecting so much more. So for me, Jurassic World was my favorite of this year. Let's get into some music. Little Mix's album Get Weird was great. I loved it this year. I have a review of it if you want to check it out. I also loved Fifth Harmony's Reflection, which I also have a review of if you want to see that one. But I think my favorite album of the year is Tori Kelly's Unbreakable Smile. There's just something about her. Her voice is amazing. I just think this album is great. I can listen to it on repeat non-stop, and I'm just always surprised by how amazing her voice is. She's just really talented. And then in terms of like singles and stuff, like I feel like JoJo came out with some really great music this year, and now I just really want her album to drop. I think it's coming out in 2016, but I loved her singles this year, especially Say Love and Save My Soul. This is like a good jumping off point for JoJo to really shine in 2016. I mean, Adele is basically taking over radio right now with Hello. I thought Selena Gomez had a pretty good year with music. The Weeknd also has been everywhere lately. Like his music is non-stop on the radio. Hotline Bling by Drake was really huge this year. And then Justin Bieber. You know, nobody likes Justin Bieber, but like they love his music, and I feel that. I'm like turning into a believer a little bit because every single that he comes out with, I'm like, oh yeah, that one's really good. It's just so good. Ah, why is he so talented? Like, Sorry is great. What Do You Mean? Where Are You Now? Love Yourself. Like, ugh, they're just so good. Let's get into television. I have to say my favorite show this year had to be Jessica Jones. I have a whole review up if you want to see all the details and reasons why. But I just thought that it was the best Marvel television show I've ever seen. And Jane the Virgin, that show is so good, and I'm really excited because in 2016 we're going to get a lot more shows with, you know, Latina main characters like Superstore and telenovela, so I'm going to be on the lookout for those too. I'm very excited. That is my best of 2015. I hope it was helpful for you if you wanted suggestions on like books or movies or music or whatever to check out. I would love to hear what you guys loved in 2015, so make sure to leave a comment below. Give me some suggestions of things I need to check out. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click that subscribe button because I come out with new videos every week. See ya!